I'm here is to understand the rollout of the FarmView, the timeline, how the pieces integrate together. We all have different levels of experience for each individual piece of this puzzle, but I want to learn more about how those pieces fit together and just what the puzzle looks like when it is put together.
As far as concerns, we always have concerns of delivery and whether we'll have the training and hopefully that'll meet the expectations that we need for our association.
I do think that there's still a lot of lack of communication that I think is between the bank and their understanding of what we do and what we really do that I think needs to get resolved before the product that gets rolled out is something that we can use well.
This is going to be a big change for us. So we really hope for the integration part of it, for all the systems to speak to each other a little bit better.
It'll be good for the associations to kind of see that other associations are probably having some of the same concerns and questions, and it's good for the bank people to hear what those are, and that way we can all work together to come to a solution.
Thank you all. I wanted to mainly thank you, and you just can't imagine. I know I've been waiting and thinking, gosh, will we ever get rid of some of this old stuff, and will we ever unwind it? It's been a massive, massive unwind process. It's been very painful and labor intensive, and we're just we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're definitely in the short rows, and we're very proud about that and very proud about all the help we've received.
So really the objective of the panel is, how do we show you, how do we communicate to you how all these systems are going to work together? So we're going to do that in 5 different ways. The first way is documenting process. So it's a lot easier to understand the system and what it's about to do if it's documented. So we've done that with each of the different sales stages, which we'll talk about in a minute. Secondly is develop role-based people. So they're almost user types, so how will your job change in the future? What are the processes that you'll be doing in each of the various systems? Number 3 is screens. So if we don't have the screen built yet, or it's being changed, is to document those screens and actually show you what they're going to look like. Use cases. So come up with business scenarios and walk through those business scenarios throughout the system so you get a feel for how those systems are actually going to work. And lastly, visual mock-ups. So these interfaces, which can be confusing, actually draw pictures. These would be visuals on, here's the data in this system, how does that data flow from system to system, how are those screens going to change, and how do they kind of flow from various systems.
Summer of 2019 right now.
For everything?
For everything, yes. So there's some interim milestones that, of course, we're trying to hit. I know each product has a roadmap of different milestones that we're trying to hit, but for everything, the targeted go live is summer of 2019.
First of all, we're going to take a look at a deal that actually is communicating directly with CSI. We're going to see what CSI is returning to the system.
Some of you in here are on the new sales process. Eventually you'll all be on that process. So we're going to simulate that.
Compliance reports and alerts based on current regulations. So this is like the slickest feature, I think. You can run a Mavent report and it tells you where you've passed and failed.
This is just the start. We expect to reach out to each and every one of you and really start to introduce you to Loan IQ.
This takeaway has been clear communication. You actually see the products, you see the people working on the projects, and you see a real definitive timeline. And my group has come away a little more excited that way. And we're looking forward to being probably more involved in some of the working towards deployment, improvements before they're actually deployed.
I think the approach that the bank's taking and the listening that they're doing now, I'm more confident that we're going to get there. But it's going to take a huge joint effort to make this roll out well, because as in any computer conversions, even the best executed ones still have issues.
I think this was a really good start. It's something that fills a void that we had. We had a kind of an issue with communication between the bank and us as far as what the status of all the projects that are going on was, and I think there's been a huge commitment on the part of the bank to do a better job of communicating those projects with us. On the other hand, you know, there's a responsibility on our part too, is to share in the development of the information and the needs we have for those projects.
I'm very confident that at the end of the day that we're going to have a very good product that'll help us be competitive in our marketplace, because by far that's the most important thing.
What the bank's doing and what we have to do as associations is merge all of this, because that's the power of it, that they fit together, they work together. If they're kept separate, then you don't get the real opportunity that they provide. This is a team, this is a unified effort to merge all these systems together.